Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Grumman Pilot's YouTube channel. And today we're going to talk about turbulent flow, and that's going to be in fluids. Now, it doesn't matter whether the fluid is air in a fluid, whether it's a vapor and air, but when they mix, they can be turbulent or they can be non-turbulent. But in our aircraft, it's going to be turbulent. Let's look at it. So we would like to ask you, please subscribe, hit the like button, and hit the notify to stay current with our content. Now in this particular case, the two fluids mixing, in this case, from right to left, the fluid is flowing out of that container. It's a liquid and it's going pretty fast. Now coming up the other tube are going to be air bubbles, and when they hit that junction in that T, the Venturi effect of the fluid going by just rips them apart as well as draws them towards it. And that's why we're slowing it down. So you can see that single air bubble come in and then be shredded into a million little bubbles. And that's a lot of what we see in carburation and in our sumps in our airplane, that when you have turbulent flow, it just tears things apart and they kind of go everywhere. So just having a little burble, which would normally you would think would only affect one cylinder, can actually affect all the cylinders, because the turbulent flow gets down into the sump and it goes wherever it needs to go. Now, it's a continuous flow at the carburetor just about, but the impulses are being pulled through the sump into the cylinders. So now let's going to take it down. We're going to slow it down one more little bit and let you watch that pocket of fluid, which in this case is air, come up and be torn apart and go through the T and come out. So now it's going to be fairly slow. I'm going to let you just watch this real quick, but it emulates what happens in our carburetors, and it's the only place where it can really happen in our aircraft, because it's the only place that we have a mixture like that going on. We don't have any place where we mix oil with air or anything like that. So turbulent flow. And I've been looking for a number of years trying to explain that little burble. Now, this is not the Grumman bump that you have the wrong jetting in your carburetor on the O320s that are 150 horsepower. And that Grumman bump was just that when you were flying along, you'd be climbing. At your first power reduction, there'd be a little burble, and then the engine would smooth out and you could never make it do it again. We just called it the Grumman bump. But this is just from that case of where things are coming in, and I've been looking for a way to try to explain how a Venturi effect can tear apart, and this is the best visualization I have of it. So take a good look at it, and then we'll be up at the end and we'll close out. Now I'm sure there's a lot that goes on in fluid dynamics that we're not covering here. Again, I've just been looking for an example that kind of clearly illustrate what happens. And we have seen on Smarter Every Day the visualization of the see-through carburetor that he had built, so that you could see when the air came through how it pulled the burbles out through the jet, and they were just droplets of fuel. They got mixed in air, and the more violent the turbulence through the Venturi with the jetting, the smaller the particles, the better the mix. So anyway, this is a visualization of just what happens when it comes through there. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you found this visualization of turbulent flow in fluids useful and informative. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day flying your Grumman. And we thought we'd share our little MGM lion with you. Perfect. So we hope you enjoyed all of this. Thanks for watching.